The female characters in Tekken 8 are some of the most divisive and hated characters in the game, and it's kind of easy to understand why. You see, most female characters throughout the history of Tekken had unique strengths and weaknesses to compensate. Take Lily, for example. Incredible sidestep, cheater sidestep even, that could beat situations by stepping the wrong way. In exchange, she didn't have really scary offense or tools that kind of made it scary to block against her. So the trade-off was you had to play a lot slower because she could sidestep everything, but she wasn't going to kill you as fast as an offensive character. Take Ling Xiaoyu. She's always had AOP and ducked under everything, but it wasn't until Tekken 8 that they gave her strong 50-50s, chip damage, and oppressive stances that made defending against her more scary. So, as of the modern Tekken, we have a bunch of female characters who kept a lot of their legacy strengths, their evasion, their small hurt boxes, their amazing sidesteps, things like that, but also have gained Tekken 8 offense. And I think that's where the frustration comes from. I would hope that something changes. I like games where characters have defined strengths and weaknesses, clear points of counterplay, but I'm not the one in control. All I can do is do tournament analysis. That's what we're doing today. This is the final episode of the Phase 2 of the Esports World Cup. This is your spoiler warning if you haven't seen the previous episodes. This is episode 14. We will be spoiling the brackets now. So there's your warning. Here we go. This is the final playoff bracket. You'll see that we're missing one spot that will be filled today. That spot will be filled by the losers qualifier out of Group D. In the last episode, we saw CBM qualify through the winner's side, and now we have Chanel, Sajawal, and Chikurin. It's going to be a fantastic set of matches. Again, punctuated by the strength of waifu characters, which I hope to highlight today in kind of a level-handed manner. I want to talk about it in a way that explains why the characters are strong and why it's difficult to play against them. And if you play these characters, it's tempting to spend energy being offended that your character is being called strong when you might struggle with certain situations and things like that. And I think it's valid to feel frustration trying to work with the character and not succeed. My hope is that these videos will push you in the direction of looking to improve and understand why it's frustrating for your opponents. Because one of the secrets of getting good at fighting games is if your opponent's complaining, you're doing something right, and you should abuse them. Let's move into the matches. Really excited to wrap this up and get going towards the Tekken World Tour, which is occurring in about 3 to 4 days, depending when you watch this. Or it's already happened if you're watching this in the future. First match, Chanel versus Sajawal. I want to point out, before we get started, that Sajawal really struggled against Lily in the last video, but he seems way more comfortable against Elisa. Pakistan is a very experience-based region. They fight a lot, and they get really strong by fighting these matchups. So you'll see the difference in Sajawal's gameplay immediately.
On the internet, he's one of those problem characters, but you know what? He deserves it.
Instant duck on the first low and a flash to punish. He could have gone for a launch, but, you know, it's the first match of the day. They're pretty cold because the loser side is happening on day 3 instead of day 2. So it makes sense that some punishes won't be pretty accurate, but the block was crazy. He does the 10 string and goes for a hop knee. Chanel did not duck. Now, Chanel still has heat. Sajawal is running out. Up forward 2 there, clips him out of his approach. And he punishes the safe chainsaw mid with the no sword flash. So that is, again, specific character knowledge afforded to these players because they have so much experience. That was a sick punish. Chanel's going to have to be careful about doing the chainsaw mid.
But the thing is,
Chanel spacing out, just playing back a bit, letting Yoshi run his offense, because Yoshi doesn't have very strong offense until he gets into heat, of course. But it seems to be not a problem for Sajawal. Tons of running moves, canceling the big low. All right, Chanel poking back now. Sajawal finally realizing he doesn't need to force anything, but he runs into an up forward 2. He stood up a bit too quickly to get the launch punish after ducking that high.
you know what's crazy here?
Bad breath from a distance. Chanel just has to play it slow. Running 2. Quick mid pokes. Low pokes. Look at the HP is even just from poking. Uh-oh, he got caught ducking or doing armor or something, but he is dead. 1-1. Chanel slowing down the pace of the game, which is really nice against Yoshi. Remember, Elise has really good movement, and Yoshi players often complain, Lou, that their character is too linear. So by Chanel slowing down, he's making it unclear to Sajawal when he can attack, and instead finding these small pokes that have taken 70% HP off of pokes alone counter hit string to kill. You do not. That was a 15-second round of just pokes. And now he's spacing out again. Sajawal has to figure out how to get in, and a big whiff is not the way to do it. Wall splat. Tornado coming. Extend with heat burst. Nice. Okay, weird sidewall situation, or like axis situation. He probably went for a resplat. Nice counter hit 2-1 from Yoshi. Sajawal is a master of the helicopter stance. I want to see him use it some more if he wants to make a comeback, but he gets hop kicked. No dice here. He did a sidestep button after the heat burst, and that got him killed by the immediate hop kick, not hop kick. Elisa backflipping. She doesn't have to rush. And a slide to kill. Chanel completely finding his rhythm and almost demolishing that Yoshimitsu. So because he's playing so slow, Yoshi doesn't have a lot of opportunities to flash outside of the punishes. So Sajawal, I think, has to run an offense that's going to focus more on using his Dragonfly stance, that mix-up helicopter stance. He's really good at using it. We saw that in previous Esports World Cup matches. Forward, forward, 4. Elisa simply blocking. Nice. He hits the 3-4, goes into helicopter, and gets it one hit on the floor break with the unbreakable throw. There's the chainsaw mid again. Okay, he stops his punish. He knows that that wall that situation where their back is to they're facing the wall. It's very unstable. Huge damage. He can finish this up here. Forward 1+2. She side rolls. Heat smash. One more helicopter stance, and nice. He goes for the throw again. This one breaks the floor and guarantees him the kill. The stage playing very much in Yoshimitsu's favor, and Sajawal taking advantage of it.
Downstairs here. This floor, of course, just one hit to go downstairs to the final area.
It puts the sword away. That gives him some chainsaw punishes, but he runs face first into up forward 2. Elisa in heat now. Tons of chip damage available, but we remember that some of the chainsaw options are punishable by no sword stance, even if they are safe. So he has to, Chanel has to be careful about what choices he makes. Nice low parry after the sidestep 1.
Have to imagine that Sajawal wants to be able to utilize the state transition here.
Yep, I agree with Markman. He uses the floor break to convert to a combo.
Decides to keep him there. What's the mix-up?
Forward 2. Okay, Chanel spends the rest of the heat, gets a bit of healing and a bit of chip. Big sidestep on the forward 1+2, and look at the pokes that come out of it. 2 down 4s and a hop kick. And that, is that lethal? That is unbelievable. Quick pokes from Elisa. Yoshimitsu cannot keep up with her poking game, and it's clear that Chanel's aware of this weakness. Nice flash. Chanel canceled to go into stance. Sajawal mashed in between. That's how you counter that. Of course, the second hit could kill you, but it's a mix-up, and that's kind of Elisa's strength. Up forward 3, and Chanel ripping the launch punishable mid. I have been eliminated from a tournament by Chanel doing that mid. No Elisa player does it. I've only seen Chanel do it at the pro level. That is so ballsy. I respect it. He did the head throw twice. The first flash missed, and Sajawal did not break the second attempt. Final potential round for Chanel here. Down 4. Okay, the full crouch down forward 4 is a great choice. Being homing, it can stop Elisa's sidestep game. Of course, it's launch punishable, so if Chanel blocks it, it's ugly. Chainsaw sidestep, chainsaw low, jumping over the CD2. No punish, instead going into heat. Chanel just playing it slow. Doesn't have to force into Yoshi's amazing defensive options. Here we go. Oh, Sajawal missed the punish. That's -11. Jab. Down 4. The poking, Sajawal has to find an answer. The pokes are going to kill him. Okay. Breaks the through 2 throw on counter hit. That's very impressive. Big jump and just gets sniped by the power crush, and now he has to find a way in, and he simply dies. Sajawal unable to get anything started against Elisa. Absolutely brutal match. The only time he really got the chance to play was this first game, and it started because he found the early block, right? He found this early block, turned it into heat pressure.
Oh yeah.
But Yoshimitsu unable to really force anything. And it's not in Yoshi's interest to force offense anyways. He wants the opponent to respond to him. But Sajawal unable to really find any pressure on the Elisa, right? The only reason he gets the kill this round is because he gets a block punish on this flash, which I don't know if Chanel was aware of this. Or maybe he was testing to see if Sajawal was aware of it, right? But that was like a defensive opportunity. Sajawal from this point on is unable to find any kind of strong momentum here. How does he get all this HP? I'm looking at Elisa's HP bar here as I rewind.
Can Sajawal utilize flash maybe to be able to get out of some of those spaces? I mean, he's already done.
Okay, he finds some pokes. Chanel can block after the first 2 there, but I'm not sure why he didn't. Probably again, first match of the day, cold nerves. But yeah, like a bit of pokes here, but then how does Sajawal finish? these huge moves are so hard to attack into, especially for Yoshimitsu. And it's so easy for Elisa to equalize. The other round where Sajawal did pretty well was this first one here, where he was able to get into the helicopter stance and start some pressure with the unbreakable throw versus the mids. Had he found his way into the stance more often like this, I think it would have been easier. But the problem, I think, is that he couldn't get through Chanel's poking. If he just does the running 3, Elisa can sidewalk it. It was just an ugly, ugly situation. He had to make reads defensively, which against Elisa is extremely difficult. Right? So visually, if you're watching the tournament just based on kind of what moves happened on the screen, it might not be really evident why Elisa is so scary, because she really just poked him to death, right? But the threat is kind of unseen because they're playing around it, right? Sajawal doesn't want to get sidewalked, so he's not running up and doing running 3 over and over unless he's sure Elisa is going to block like he did in game 1. That fast homing move stops him from spinning, stops him from approaching and sidestepping. It's kind of like, it's one of the few matches where I feel like Yoshi really struggles, and I think Yoshi's one of the strongest characters in the game, right? But if you notice, all of these wins come from Sajawal just winning a defensive situation. And in Tekken 8, winning a defensive situation is low percentage. That's not how you want to be playing the game. The other thing that was really surprising to me, yeah, there's a key sidewalk right there. Even though Chanel isn't getting giant punishes on it, it just adds so much pressure to how Sajawal is going to try to approach. So, amazing, amazing first match from Chanel. And now he will fight Chikurin, right? If you recall, this is the loser side of the bracket. He will now fight Chikurin for the qualification match. And now I'll need you to sit with me on this one, because I'm a Lily player. So it's very easy to believe that there's going to be a lot of bias. I think Lily versus Elisa, I say weird to be charitable to the fact that I don't have enough matchup experience as much as these players to kind of make a conclusion that I feel confident standing behind. But what I will say is that it feels very bad as the Lily player. The reason is Lily's back turn offense kind of gets shut down by Elisa's backdash, right? Elisa can just backdash out of her back turn down 2 and back turn down 4. So you lose access to the quick, safe lows that kind of make the stance scary. Elisa can just disregard it. Now, Lily's sidestep is obviously extremely strong, but Elisa has her up forward 2, the big chopping chainsaw. Her down 4 is a really good tracking low, and her forward 4 is homing. So Lily loses a lot of access to her sidewalk, sidestep game on autopilot, right? Elisa doesn't have to, I think, consider it as carefully. She could do forward 4, go into chainsaw stance. She can also do standing 4, counter hit, knockdown high. It's really scary trying to sidewalk against Elisa unless you're sure they're going to do a linear poke on immediate timing. And Lily's linearity is also a bigger liability against Elisa. Down 1-2 is one of her key lows that tracks sidewalk left, and she loses access to that. Elisa completely gets around it. Elisa's not the only character, but when you combine it with the back turn backdash and the homing moves, it feels really hard for Lily to like run her game. Tekken 8 is a game of running your game, right? And this matchup in particular, as a Lily player, feels like the Elisa gets to do everything she wants to do, and I can't do my key options outside of Feisty Rabbit. That's what it feels like. Okay, I could be wrong, but let's watch the match and see what happens.
You gotta remember, Chanel on Elisa.
And I've heard from Elisa players that Lily can be uncomfortable too, in that she can sidewalk around a lot of things that Elisa wants to do. So it kind of feels like a Tekken 5 DR match where movement is so strong that both players have to be kind of tentative with their attacks. But I will say, it does feel like Lily has to be more tentative. There's the forward 4 homing move from Elisa. Okay, down 4, 1+2, really strong low option, running mid, and Elisa just getting so much poke damage. QCF 1-4 from Chikurin. No duck on the second hit. Sidestep heat burst, beating the down jab. Sidestep block, didn't get hit by the homing move, very nice. Breaking the 2-throw. There's the homing move again. Chikurin doing a very traditional sidestep on Lily, or sidewalk option, and getting blown up. Chip damage, putting her at 1 pixel, and the mid to kill.
Taking that first round.
And that's a win con that Chanel will go to often. When he
watching Chikurin right now, doing sidesteps and ducks from a distance, trying to deal with the up forward 2. Back 1 counter hit, nice counter hit confirm. Chikurin's looking sharp. Okay, these down 4s. Jab.
Not afraid of opening up his opponent, even if it's just
okay, 1-1 gets completely sidewalked. 1-1 is one of Lily's key jabs again. Again, it's not unique to sidewalk it there, but Elisa getting completely around it is pretty nasty. Chikurin tried to jump out with Lily's giant vertical divine step, and got clipped by standing 4. 2 rounds straight for Chanel. Armor move, nice, beating the down jab from Chanel. Nice duck on the up forward too, okay. By sidewalking, he incentivized Chanel to do the homing move, and then he looked for it. Chikurin putting out some really good Tekken gameplay here. Chanel is too. I just wanted to point out that strong strength. That strong play. Okay, no duck again on the second hit of the string. There is a mid, so Chikurin's obviously concerned about the mid. Down 3. Canceling in the back turn, but Chanel's ready. 1-2. Down jab. Right, by trying to realign, Lily is exposing herself to a bit more frame interruption like down jab. Nice commitment to the duck on the low there. Back 1. Down 3 gets jabbed out. That's rough, but again, down 1-2 is scary because it can be stepped so easily. And no break on the 1+2 crouch throw. One of the ugly situations I want to highlight from this match real quick before we go to game 2 is take a look at the end of the 3rd round. Sorry. So what Chikurin tries to do here, why you see Chikurin moving forward so much, is because if somebody's sidestepping, you realign by forward dashing, right? That's a standard Tekken. And this forward dashing gets down jab by Chikurin, right? So the scary part about realigning against Elisa is because of her power crush tools and her quick pokes, it's very difficult to actually play the realignment game, right? Against Elisa specifically. The other thing I want to point out is this is one of the few Lily situations where her back turn stance is good. Forward, forward, 4 puts you right in their face, and you have too many plus frames for Chikurin to step back, to backstep, to backdash, right? She has to actually guess the mix-up here. And that's what made this read so impressive. Chikurin even crouches to kind of delay the stance option, right? Not play it on an immediate timing, because a low is kind of obvious here. But Chanel holds the low block. Chanel was fully committed, so that was really good defensive play. Nice fighting game awareness, right? Chanel held the duck. And then this kill is, again, Chikurin trying to play some realignment, right? Forward dash, change the timing, back 1. And then when he finally tries to down 3 on immediate timing, he gets jabbed out. And that is, again, if Lily had access to the down 1-2, it would have gone under the jab. So, again, I'm not going to claim the matchup is unwinnable or anything like that, but it feels very difficult as a Lily player. You have to play very differently. And that's kind of what makes Tekken cool. If a matchup is challenging, you have to play it differently. And I think that leads to a lot of frustration, but it's kind of why the game is cool.
They scouted that.
Game 2. We know Chikurin is capable of making great adaptations. Chanel is up 1 game. Let's see how Chikurin adapts here. There was a small sidestep around his down forward 1 that never feels good. Forward 4. 3+4. Nice catch. Down 3. Block. That's not the right punish. Standing 4. Ouch. Okay, playing a bit from a distance, but trying to be tentative because, again, of Elisa's sidestep and fast homing moves. That opportunity all came out of the quick sidestep, and then Chikurin gets beaten to the punch. Round 2. 3+4 again. Small sidestep around Elisa. See, Lily can sidestep around Elisa's pokes, but if Chanel switches to the homing moves, how do we deal with that? That's where it's so scary. Look at all this HP immediately gone. We'll have to rewatch this round. It went by so fast. Homing back 3, and suddenly it's match point. Chikurin unable to get any of Lily's offense started. Breaking the throw this time. Nice block. Oh, you need to launch that. That's so tough. Sidestep jab. Nice. Nice sidestep low parry.
Low parry from Chikurin. Where are we going with it?
Yep, heat burst cancel. Nice combo here to get to the wall. Beautiful, but it's a side wall. He has to stop. Icy Rabbit low gets blocked. That's rough. Destruction dash low. Okay, she tried to divine step again and got poked out. Nice control by Chanel. This is an ugly situation because there's tons of chip coming. 1-1. She backdashes the back turn low. Jumps over her. And Chikurin, again, who's been already struggling to get in, has to find a way to get all this life back. Down jab stopping the back turn mix there. And he trades. He had the right call that Chanel would mash, but they trade. This was a great call, but he didn't have the HP to survive it. That is so rough. Let's look really quickly at a early round situation. This happens so fast, right? So like, look at these interactions. This is the small stuff that makes this matchup feel hard, right? So here, Lily just tries to mid-check the stance, but Elisa's sidestep completely goes around it, and then she gets down 1, right? That's fine. Some realignment here. 3+4 is good. Now Lily wants to run Feisty Rabbit, but the low gets blocked. That's fine. Okay, counter hit 4. Homing option, homing option. These are all highs that she could have ducked. You have to have a pretty good read to do it, though. And then this is just so ugly. Look at this. You run up, you approach, and Chanel's just been blocking the whole time. You try to back 1, which is one of Lily's key mids. Big sidewalk. So you have to be a bit more careful about putting out attacks. And while you're chilling out, Elise is chipping you to death. And this is also super unfortunate. So this mid is homing, even though it's not technically homing. It tracks both directions, the one that Elisa did. And after getting up here, Chikurin tries to do standing 3 to do a heat dash, but gets sniped by Chanel's faster heat dash. Or like forward 2-1 that goes into heat dash, you know what I mean, right? 3+4 here, trying to stop the sidewalks. This is crazy to me. This was not the right defensive play. It was just surprising to me that this hit. Sidestep the first hit, which is nice. You got to duck the high, but Chikurin tries to step again and gets hit. To be fair, Elisa is spinning around, so it makes sense. Power crush back. And all of this HP. Look at how fast this HP goes. This is what makes Elisa so strong. It's a defensive power crush that puts her in advantage with stance, right? This much damage, and then the mid, right? All of that is like safe offense, right? Aside from the high, which is technically duckable, once the high hits, you lose the access to reliably sidestep the rest of her options. And yeah, it really does evaporate the life bar. So there were key highs that Chikurin needed to duck. There's a homing mid again. It's just so difficult to get started. The kind of BS that Lily generally puts characters through, Elisa doesn't really get put through. And you have to launch these highs. Like, that is so crucial. So it's not just a matchup thing. Chikurin missing some key defensive plays. First match of the day in a tournament. Anybody who competes in tournaments knows that it's really hard to play your best in your first match. But still, it's rough. You hate to see it. Nice duck here. And then there's the last situation here that I want to recap. Chikurin going for some divine steps that Chanel scouted really effectively. This is nice, right? He got hit, and then Chanel just does a quick move to make sure it clips Lily's legs.
He knows to keep pressing.
And then here, there's this last back turn situation that is just very standard, right? 1-1 hits. Usually, when your move hits and goes into stance, you get a mix-up, right? That's classical Tekken from the longest, since the dawn of Tekken, right? Not literally, but you know what I mean. The down 2 gets backdashed. So the fact that Lily doesn't have these options makes it hard for her to represent her threats, in my opinion. If you think that I'm missing some key counterplay, let me know, right? Maybe there are Lily players out there who could do this better than me. Maybe there are Elisa players who have really good Lily training partners that have figured out how to solve this. But I think that it's a really difficult situation unless you play Lily's mental frames, right? Like threatening this extension a bit sooner. But you'll recall that her back ones were getting sidewalked anyways. So, great match from Chanel. Tough match for Chikurin. Chanel qualifying and filling in this last top 8 spot. So this is our top 8. We're going to watch the Chanel interview in just a second. What I want to say, if you stuck around this long, is I appreciate you. I know these videos are coming really, really late, and I've always wanted to cover it and didn't really know how. So I feel like I've improved a bit as a YouTuber, kind of forcing myself to do these in time for the TWT finals. And yeah, thank you so much. Let's watch this interview.
Breathtaking scenes here as Chanel qualifies for the top 8, eliminating...
Oh, sorry. I need to turn it up. I recognize that the volume is usually low for these. Put on the compressor. Sorry. I just said I was getting better at doing this YouTubing thing, and then this happens. All right. Volume is up. There's your warning. Volume is up. Okay.
Breathtaking scenes here as Chanel qualifies for the top 8, eliminating Chikurin here on day 3. I'm going to switch to Korean briefly. 안녕하세요, 라이언입니다. 샤넬 이쪽은입니다. 큐 이쪽은입니다. 요즘 못해. 너네 경기가 어땠어?
Good. Oh, nice speak. That's good. Nice shoots. Very gorgeous. Yeah.
Pretty good.
그래서 너네 경기가 어땠어?
Very so beautiful. Nice. Yeah. Good.
How does he feel qualifying for top 8?
이제 그 8관 이제 했으니까 이제 기분 어떠세요?
이제 시작이라고 봅니다. 제가 이제 두 번째 목표가 8강을 이제 진출하는 게 두 번째 목표였는데 저희 이제 무릎형 로아이 선수 목까지 열심히 하겠습니다.
So he said it was really difficult, but he was able to overcome it, and he's ready for the next one.
Speaking of the next one, of course, top 8 best of 9 affair to go down. It's going to be against Australia's Yagami. How does he feel about that one?
야가민하고 이제 다음 시합할 건데 기분 어떠세요?
I love you 야가미. Come on.
I don't think I need to translate that.
You don't need to translate that once more. 감사합니다. And I'm throwing it back to studio. Take it away, boys.
Quick interview there. Yeah, again, waifu characters, kind of polarizing, and you can kind of see the strengths of Chanel's Elisa, kind of how oppressive it can be to fight against that character. But regardless, the character isn't everything. The pilot is there driving them across the finish line. So, last thing I want to say, again, this is our final top 8 playoff bracket. If you stuck around to the end of the video, I'm going to assume that you are a more or less a fan, as you know that there's a lot of people who have mixed feelings about me. And regardless, I try to continue to put out the best content I can because I think there's a lot of people that benefit from it, regardless of how it makes me feel, or like, I understand it's the internet, but I think that it's tough trying to put a lot of energy into these things and kind of getting dismissed, which is understandable. You know, people aren't very happy with Tekken 8. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cover this final playoff top 8. Since you are loyal fans, I just want to let you know that we are probably going to package it like as a road to the Tekken World Tour Finals, because we have 3-4 days coming up. So I'm going to want to frame it as like, let's look at these these players and their characters and prepare to watch the TWT finals, right? If you look at the final leaderboard, I believe every single person here is in it, right? So Yagami, Chanel, Ulsan, Farzin, double the John. Yeah, the John. Oh, maybe not Yagami. Maybe not. Yeah, so no Yagami, but Farzin, Atif, the John. Maybe not Chanel. I think the only DRX member is Lohai. So we'd be missing Chanel. Oh no, Chanel's there. I'm blind. So we have everybody is accounted for except Yagami, I believe, right? Yep, I think that's the case. Sorry, I realized I wasn't showing. I was cross-referencing this bracket to this. We're probably going to package it as the road to the TWT, kind of preparing people. Unfortunately, the vast majority are no longer concerned with the Esports World Cup. The videos weren't doing as well. And I understand it. It's because I'm 2 months late. I'm 2 months late. These are long videos, really dense. It's easy to lose interest. So I will be packaging it like that. Thank you for your understanding. It will all be in a playlist if you want to watch it all in order. So you people ask in the comments, let them know that the Esports World Cup is completed, and it will be completed all in one playlist. And we're going to finish that all up and then go into the Tekken World Tour Finals. I really appreciate your guys' support. It's a challenging time for Tekken, but ultimately there's still a lot of people who enjoy the game, and I want to continue supporting them. Thanks so much. Leave a like and comment if you made it this far. Subscribe for more. Catch you in the next one. Peace.